to you. And welcome to our Facebook Live this evening. So this Facebook Live is a day late. It should have been yesterday, but I had forgotten yesterday morning that I was attending a Stampin' Up event in the evening. So rather than try and bring the session forward from yesterday, I decided just to postpone it to today. So I hope that some of you do catch us live. It's currently Friday the 22nd, I believe. No, the 21st of May 2021. Hi Carol, thanks for joining us. It's been one of those weeks, but hey ho, the weekend is rolling on quickly. So earlier in the week we were using the Party Puffins stamp set, which is right in front of me, just this one here. Hi Kim. And one of the suggestions, and in fact it was Kim that suggested it, was to use the Picture This dies. So this is what I used earlier in the week, which cuts these lovely circles. And there is also one, I just pulled this out, that cuts rectangles. It's got itself attached to the sheet of paper. Let me see if I can extract it from the backing. Sorry. There we go. Got it. Okay. So the Picture This dies cuts out either 3 rectangles, these are offset, or we have 6 circles. And Kim's suggestion was to make this into a shaker card using these little circles as windows. So that's what I am planning to do this evening. Now this is another one that is in my head, so I haven't tried it, so I'm hoping it is going to work. One of the things I discovered when I came to set up for this was that the window sheet you need for the front of this, this was all I had left. This is my solitary piece of window sheet. So I do need to order some more, but what I want to show you is how you can use other things in place of window sheet or acetate. So it would actually fit, for example, one of these smaller circles, but I'm going to show you a way around that. And it's nothing to do actually with this stamp set, but I am going to use the stamp set for something. This is one of the new stamp set, and it's called Biggest Wish, and it's a fabulous sentiment set that you can use in conjunction. So you've got happy birthday, you can have a small with a big birthday, you've got hello, thanks and friend, and you can alternate those round. But it's not the stamp set I'm going to use for our purposes today. So we are going to be using Party Puffins, but what I want to show you is how I'm going to hopefully construct our shaker card. The other thing I discovered is I have no sequins left, because I used those all up on our last set of shaker cards that I did for my class in a box. So I am going to improvise, and I'm going to use some of our glitter in place of sequins. So best laid plans. Let's see how we get on. So I will be stamping the penguins out, but you could really use anything for these purposes. So let me just hop onto my phone and see if that is playing the game this evening. As I say, I do apologise that we weren't here yesterday. If you're not catching us live, then obviously you'll be able to see this on catch up And if you follow me on YouTube, you'll see it get loaded up onto YouTube. Hi Joe, and hello Carol G. Lovely to have you all join us. So this is the outline plan. I've got a Bermuda Bay base card, which is a piece of A4 cut in half, and then that piece is then folded in half. So that's going to be my card base. Let's put a block on there for the minute. Okay, so I've already pre-cut a piece of Bermuda Bay with the one of these picture this dies, and this was the one that I used for our Puffins card earlier this week. So my aim is to make some of these windows into shaker cards, and the others will just have a an image behind it, or maybe patterned paper, not quite sure. So the other components I've got is I have got a spare one of these in case it goes all completely haywire. And I've actually pre-cut a piece to go across the bottom with my sentiment, but what I may do is put this somewhere in the middle. And again, I've got a spare just in case. And then I've got a piece to go behind. All right, now what I might do is swap this for a piece of designer paper. This is actually from earlier this year, but it does happen to match my colours perfectly. And I might actually put that behind instead of this piece here, which is Coastal Cabana. And I also have the same one here, but just a plain ombre, not a pattern. So I do think these look a little bit like bubbles for the sea, but I could also use maybe the lighter side of that. So I'm going to decide that once I've done my shaker elements. So what I've done for the shaker is I've taken our foam sheets and run them through our die cutting machine using our layering circles. So I've put two circles together so that I've got one that's going to cover this window here, so that's going to have glitter in it, and then I've got another one here that could cover one of those or one of those. I deliberately made it small, I didn't want to use those two. I could also use this one on here if I want to do obviously a little bit big. So I'm going to put the main one there and then use perhaps this one because I think that one will fit in. If I wanted to put these two windows together, whoops, then I could just cut this little bit of foam so that it fits up against that circle. Thank you, Kim. It's a lot easier than manually cutting it or using our, we do have the foam adhesive strips, but it's quite a job to make them circular. So you can buy these in a pack of sheets. They're the same height as their dimensionals, but they're perfect for using for die cuts. So you can use them for letters and all sorts of things. And they're double-sided with obviously a layered sheet on either side. So I'm going to come to that in a minute. First thing I need to do is add the window sheet. Now you could either choose to have the window sheet over the whole of this area, which is probably the easiest, or you could cut out a piece of window sheet just to cover the areas that you want. So I'm going to put it over the whole thing. So let me put these options to one side for a minute so we haven't got too much going on. So I hope everybody's had a good week. So I came to prepare everything, only to realise that I had a strip, literally a strip like that of window sheet left, which is not really a lot of good. So here's a couple of things that you could do. When you get our dies, they come in a pack and it has a cellophane bag. So what you could do is attach this cellophane bag to the back of here. So you would need to have it nice and tight and well attached. Okay, obviously you don't use the bit that's folded over, and I would leave it, so this is double because it's a bag. I would leave that doubled up like that, and it'd be very easy just to literally stick that down, cut it to size and stick it down with sellotape. So there's one option. Now if you don't have any of these cellophane bags around, so you could use a standard cellophane bag that you might use to wrap cards up in. Have a look in your kitchen cupboards, because you might well find some tidy, you want some nice tidy cellophane, so it needs to be of a large, you know, sort of a large piece, but that could also do the job. But the other thing you can do is find a new photopolymer stamp set, and this is where this one comes from. And our new photopolymer stamp sets come sandwiched between two pieces of plastic. One is slightly thinner and one is really substantial. Now our new design of boxes allows you to store your cards straight onto the inside of your box. So what I'm going to do is just transfer these over. So this is birthday, and these are obviously in the same position, so it's really easy to pop them down. This set literally just arrived. Hello Valerie, thanks for joining us. I hope you've had a good week. So I'm just going to pop these onto here so that they are in their rightful place. They're very sticky when they first come out. And as you probably gathered, what that leaves you with is a perfect piece of strong acetate to use as a window sheet. Okay, so this is our window sheet. Okay, and this is what I've just taken off the stamp set. It's a little bit, I'd say it's a little bit heavier, so it's perfect. And so all I'm going to do is cut this down to size and attach it to the back of here. Okay, so I can do that with my trimmer. So Vanya, in case you wondered what on earth I was doing, this is when you run out of window sheet and you want an alternative. So this is my alternative. So I'm just going to cut this slightly smaller than my other piece here. Let me see if that will do. So the only probably window sheets is I can see it, but it's a bit more tricky for you. So about 1/2 centimetre on both sides. So say this is the acetate that you get with new photopolymer stamp sets. You get it with the old one as well, but it used to be printed. So now what that allows me to do is put that on the back, and then you've got a piece of window sheet ready to go. You probably can't really see that. Oh, there you go. Okay, I think I might, no, I don't need to trim that any further. Okay, So I'm just going to attach this to the back, and then I'm going to make my two of these into my little shaker. Keep getting attached to the side of me. My little shaker sections here, and then I'm going to add the glitter. Okay, so I'm just going to run a little bit of glue along the edge. You could use tear tape if you prefer. What you want to do is make sure this is fairly close to the edge so that it's not encroaching on any of your windows. Okay, I should really clean this properly, but I'm just going to use my sleeve. Don't tell anyone. Whoops. Okay, let's see if I can recover that as I just put that in the glue. Okay, so I'm just positioning that on the bottom, on the back side of my card, like so. So then I have the perfect front for my window there. Oh yes, that's also true, our clear envelopes. That's a really good idea, Karen. I like this because it's really strong, but I do have some clear envelopes as well. That's these ones here, clear medium envelopes. So because they're quite strong, you can turn this over and stick it so that you've got, you know, 2 layers. Okay, or you can use the other side of the this piece here from the other side of the stamp. So lots of things you can do if you don't happen to have any window sheet left, like me. Okay, so that's going to be my front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these window pieces of foam, the circular foam. So this is to hold the glitter pieces in, and I'm just carefully positioning it on there. I've taken the backing off, carefully positioning it on there so it's not too close to be seen. And I think I can get away with this one if I bring this narrow side down here. I might just trim that little edge off so it's not sticking out at the side. So I really do like using our foam adhesive sheets for this. Much easier than bending our adhesive strips. We used to do circular foam pads like this, but we stopped selling those a little while ago. So I'm just going to peel that backing off and pop it on here, and again just making sure that I'm not allowing it to show through. There we go. So you can't see that from the front side. So those are fixed on the back. So what that allows me to do now is add my glitter in, and then using either the reverse side piece or, as Karen suggested, our cellophane bags. Well, they're called clear envelopes. And then that can go on the top. I think I'm going to use this one. So I'm just going to apply some glitter. So I said I'm improvising because I don't have any sequins either. So that's obviously, I do have an order going in this weekend, so I have to add window sheets and glitter to those 2 components to my shopping list. So I'm just going to take this off. I like to take it off first because otherwise sometimes when you put the glitter in and then you pull it up, the static will lift up the glitter. So just going to put 2 little amounts in there, like so, and then just spread this down. This might be a little bit too much actually. Let's see if I can scoop some out. I haven't decided what I'm going to put on the reverse of that. Okay, so the only thing to watch, as I said, you could use the bag from a set of dies, is that they have safety holes in them. So if you're using that, make sure you're using a piece that doesn't have the safety holes, or else the glitter will just spill out of the bag. Oh, that's my pleasure, Jill. I'm glad it arrived on time, even if it was the last one to arrive. It's Jill's birthday, everybody. Whoops. Jill's one of our lovely team members, along with Kim, Carol and Joe, that I know that are here. There may be others stalking us. What I'm going to do is cover that in glitter, which I've just done unintentionally. Just going to cut this down. So this is just going to seal the back of my shaker, like so. So a nice amount of pressure to seal it. And I always like to do my window cards this way, where you seal the front and then you can play around with what goes behind. Okay, right, so there we have our shaker. The glitter is a bit highly pigmented, but it will do the job. Oh, excellent, Jill. You'll have to share your handmade card, the cards that you received with us. I can just see a little bit of this on the edge. I'm just going to trim this off. Like so. And what I should have used was my little anti-static bag, just to stop this sticking to the front, but the it will gradually work its way down, as you can see. Okay, so now I can decide what's going to go behind. So let's make a decision on that. So I've got the choice of this one here, and then I can put little items in the windows, or just the plain Coastal Cabana, or even the plain Bermuda Bay. Just think it needs a bit of detail behind it. Okay. Right, so I have a little sentiment for the bottom, although I could put this somewhere around. So all I'm going to do is cut this to size and then find some things to pop in the windows. Okay, I'm not going to put anything behind these two because you're not going to see a great deal behind them. So let's just trim this down to fit behind. And shall I do it colour top down? Yes, I think so. As I say, this is retired paper, but it just happened to be where I needed it to be. this little bit off here. There we go. I remember when I first started card making, shaker cards were an absolute nightmare. I'd always end up with stuff everywhere. Usually because I was trying to put the top down onto the filled glitter, if you know what I mean. Okay, just going to see how that's going to fit. Make sure it's not going to go over the edge. Do with trimming that a little bit more. So I don't know what everybody has planned for this weekend. I hope you have something nice planned. The weather here in the UK looks pretty atrocious. As it seems to have done for most of the week. Could go pink behind, look. Rather than blue. Okay, so let's find some things to pop into these windows. So I've got this piece of plastic here, but I'm going to pop things in front of it so you won't see the line. I can tuck it in between, and all of that is going to go onto a base card. So I have some white card and the puffins. These are very cute indeed. I've got a fish left from the other day, and we've only got the small circles, so I'm thinking maybe this chappy here, the little one. There we go. I've been busy with my class in a box today, so I've left it all. It's all ready apart from the last little bit of die cutting. The ribbons are all cut, the paper's all cut, the cards cut and scored, and I need to add the chocolates, as I missed the chocolates last time. And more importantly, you need chocolate for one of the projects. Okay, so let's just stamp this here, penguin. Puffin. I'd done so well up till now, hadn't I? I think. Kate's going to be sleeping this weekend. Oh, teaching term is just finished. A little light crafting, Kate. That sounds like a good plan. It really does. Especially if the weather is as bad as it is. I think it's good to be able to craft on a wet day. Right, let me see. So we've got penguin and puffin. We've got a candle and a little chap. So let's just colour those in really quickly. I have my pens here. So next week I'll do something with the picture this die, but the rectangle version, so that you can see how that will work. What's everybody else up to for the weekend? So Kate will be sleeping, followed by a bit of crafting, hopefully. It's next weekend, isn't it? That's bank holiday. So go. Let's hope the weather improves for the May bank holiday, that's for sure. Joe's riding. Good. I hope the weather improves for that. For sure. I mean, once you're out and it's wet, isn't it? Are you doing a fun ride or anything, Joe, or just riding from home, I wonder? A bit of Barbie blue. So my daughter should be home very briefly this week, all being well. She's competing in Swansea, I think, on Sunday. Okay. I didn't actually need to colour all of him in because we're not going to see all of him, are we? Oh, cross country schooling next weekend. Used to love cross country. Kim's going to be crafting, so we can put him up here or down here, and then we've got the two little items here. So let us, this is the size of the cutout, so what I'm going to do is put that over there and just cut around it. Just do that really easily. Oops, got the wrong scissors for this job. Okay, so this can pop in there, and I've got a candle. And then I've got two glitter windows. So I think what I'll do is have the fish up here, like so, the candle down here, and maybe the puffin up there, and then something up down here. I could have the top of the cake. Oh, excellent. Oh, nice, Jill. So fingers crossed for all of those things. It's not the best weather for viewing houses, but I have to say, I think if you see a house and you love it in the dull weather, then that's a really good sign, isn't it? Get rid of these pieces here. Find another piece of white. Oh, it's bigger than I expected it to be. Okay, let's stamp this. I'm just going to go with the same colours. That's an A5 sheet. Let me grab a scrap. Gosh. That's good. My scraps are getting down to literally nothing much. Okay, so here's our cake. And I'm going to do a sentiment while I'm at it. Let us see. Oh, thank you, Karen. That's really sweet of you. I wonder if this happy birthday will fit on there. It might be a little bit big. I might get away with that. Let's try it and see. I have got a spare one. Let's try it on the back. So that's my recommendation. If you're not sure if it's going to fit, stamp it on the reverse. Oops. God bless you. That's the only problem with selling your house, isn't it? You've got to vacate it all the time, especially at the minute. You can't even be there, can you? So, okay, yeah, that will fit. So, as I say, If you're not sure if it'll fit, stamp it on the back, and then you haven't wasted a die cut. The question is, can I stamp it straight second time round? We will see. Fingers crossed. Yes. It's a nice little happy birthday, that. Quite bold. Okay, so that's that component. I've got my puffin here. So let's just do the cake. And just going to stick to those same colours, although I'm not going to have a bright blue icing, I don't think. So Bermuda Bay is going to go as the base plate. Could have had the candles Bermuda Bay, couldn't I? Sorry about the ink on my fingers. There we go. So straight after I finished here, I have to go and pick up my chocolates to finish my class in a box, and they will be on their way. So you can, those that are watching that have ordered this month's, can look forward to an exciting box arriving, hopefully. Let us see, I might do a little bit of pool party icing. So I have to reorder some sequins and window sheets. There we go. I think I'm going to leave it at that. And then so you can just see that little bit through there. Okay, so let's do the same with this one. Just grab the shape and just cut around it. It's tidier to punch it, but as my punches are tucked away properly, I'm just going to cut around it. And then give yourself some space around it so you can position it where you want. And if it's too big, then you can obviously just cut a little of the edge off. So I know this puffin isn't going to fit either, but most of him will. So thank you to Kim for the suggestion of making this a shaker card. That's fitted in nicely with the week's plan. Okay, so let's fix these in. I'm going to cut a little bit off there. So we've got our little goldfish. What I might do is trim some of this back. Out of the way. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue around the edge here for the goldfish to go onto, but I'm literally going to put just some tiny dots . Like so. Just to make sure that is attached. So I wonder if you're going out for a meal this evening, Jill, to celebrate your birthday. we go. That's that one. There we go. Okay. So now I've got the I can put the candle on, or I could leave that plain actually, because I've got the cake with the candles. What do you think? I did have them the other way around, but I'm just trying them this way around. I always get indecisive when it gets to Friday, have you noticed? Let's just cut out this. Should have done that before, really. Either that or done it across the whole window. Okay. Yep, I'm going to do it like that. So again, I'm just going to tiny dots, literally like so. There we go. Just press that down. The cake and the fish, yes. Feed me, he's saying. There we go. And again, I'm just going to trim around here so that it's not catching onto there. Ooh, that was a bit close. Yeah, so I just moved that a little bit too much. Let's see if I can recover that. Whew. Got a little bit too close to that piece here. There we are. I'm only doing that to make it sit really nicely at the back. It's not, you know, not the end of the world. Okay, so a little candle and our puffin, and then we've got our little shaker bit inside. As I say, it's just glitter because I don't have any sequins left. Okay, just going to trim this down again. Because it's up on dimensionals, it's at a bit of an angle. Okay, now what I could do is put this up on dimensionals so that my puffin is further behind. I might do that. Just want this to sit a bit better. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to put the puffin with dimensionals behind, so there's a little bit of height behind him, so he stands out, and then just the candle on its own on the same layer. Okay, oops, So literally just dots of glue. You don't want to use too much wet glue when you've got acetate, because if it goes onto the acetate it makes a horrid mess. You can get it off with can't think of the word. Alcohol remover. Alcohol remover. Oh dear. It'll come to me in a minute. Sorry, everybody. There we go. That's that one. Could have just tucked him under there, couldn't I? That's it. I'm just going to put, can find it, a piece of tape across there. Look and see if I've got some tear tape. Nowhere to be seen. Okay, right, let's put the penguin on. So I'm going to put some dimensionals around here. Hopefully that will be enough to hold it in place. Actually, what I'm going to do is use some little bits here. Rubbing alcohol, that's the one. Oh, hi Chris. Rubbing alcohol. Thank you. Nice to see your name pop up, Chris. Right, this is all flat, so that is fine. Or hand sanitizer, yes, if you've got it with a high level of alcohol. There's another bit in there. So it's just so that the puffin is going to sit really nicely on that layer. So I do need a little bit in here somewhere. So this little offcut will do the job, like so. Being careful not to encroach on the window part itself, obviously. Really want to put a tiny piece in there if I can. There we go. Okay, it looks really messy from the back. I'm so sorry. A bit like my knitting and cross stitch. It will look okay from the front, but don't look on the back. Right, peeling these away. There we go. That one's got that little bit open. So here's my puffin. There he was gone. Or she. Just taking time to get it nice and straight, that's all. There we go. So the puffin is recessed under there, which I quite like that effect. And then these are at the same level. Okay. All I want to do is tuck that in or adhere it down. Just want to make sure it doesn't ping out. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals around the end here, so the whole thing is at the same level when it attaches to the background. So I'm just going to use some of this from our foam sheet, like so. Oops. And again, don't go too close to the edge because you don't want it to stand out. Let's put that same piece up there. Now I've got plenty of pieces here for support, so that's fine. I'm just going to put some down here, and if I put a piece on here, this will also hold those down nicely that I was worrying about. So it's just acting as a support, really. And obviously you could use dimensions for this, dimensionals even, rather than the strips of foam if you prefer. There we go. As I say, really isn't very pretty on the back, is it, at all? Right, that's sticky, and just put a little bit here. There we go. And I think that will do. I'm happy with that. So peel that one off. And remember, this is all sealed, so nothing's going to leak out of it. If there's a little gap, it really won't matter. Make sure I've taken all the backings off. And then I'm going to pop this on the background. Not that you can see very much through my little window, but it's getting there, if you can see that. Perfect. So my little happy birthday will go across the bottom, and then I'll mount this onto the card. Now I did have Bermuda Bay card, but I'm wondering if I might swap that out for Coastal Cabana, just so I've got a little bit of a contrast. That's not Coastal Cabana, it's a pool party, but it will do the job. What do you think? You don't actually see much of the edge, do you? So perhaps it really doesn't matter. Perhaps that would be better. All in keeping. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my straightforward wet glue over that layer there. Just making sure that doesn't come off the edge. Position him on there. There we go. Just going to turn that over to flatten it down. There we are. and our little happy birthday is going to go at the bottom, but as I say, you could pop it across here or, you know, anywhere there, but I think because I've moved this up deliberately, I've got space there for the birthday, and I'm going to do that flat because I've got plenty of dimension here already. So this was my practice one on the reverse. So sorry this has taken me longer than intended. There we go. But you get to see it from scratch, and also on what to use when, like me, you run out of window sheets. So if you didn't see that, you can just wait for the replay to pop up, which it will do shortly, and then you can see what I actually used. So there we are. There's our shaker card. There's not a lot of noise going on here because I've only used glitter, but it's quite effective all the same. Thank you, Kim. And to finish this off, I will just add a sheet of Whisper White with a puffin stamped on it just to finish it off. So I'll do that really quickly. So if I don't do it now, I will forget it, and then when I want to come and send this card, it will be it won't be complete. So I'm just cutting this as a slightly smaller layer for the inside, so 13.85 by 9.5. Oh, thank you, Karen, that's really sweet of you. You too have a great weekend, won't you? Just take care, look after yourself. I hope you get some crafting done if you have the opportunity. Oh, thank you. I need to find somebody who loves puffins. I do like the fact that this one is recessed. It really makes it look quite different, so I do like that. Let's just do a little bit of colouring in and we're all done. So thank you for joining me today. As I say, sorry it was delayed from yesterday, and then all being well, I'll be back on Monday at 10 AM. Christian just sent me a message. I'll have to read it and what have you. There we go. And I'm just adding a little bit of balmy blue around the edge. Like so. There we are. So happy birthday, and I could put in make a wish. Why not? It's a nice sentiment. And I might add my candles. So I cut my 3 candles up so that I've got 3 different candle stamps to use. So a bit of stamping surgery we did yesterday. No, not yesterday. Oh, excuse me, on Wednesday. Oh, I could do this in Bermuda Bay. It just happens to be here. So make a wish. I might put that down here. So, just for a change. So there we are. Let me see if I can see what Chris said. Oh no, it hasn't popped up, sorry. Okay, so now put that down there. I'm not going to put my candle on. I'm going to pop that inside like so. So there we go. So thank you. Good old shaker cards. This is a shaker card without any noise. But I hope you liked it and liked the principle anyway. So on my order this weekend, sequins and window sheets. If you are in need of anything this weekend, as I say, I will be ordering. So if you can collect from me, it's just £1 extra post and packing to contribute towards that. If you need it posting to you, then usually £3, unless it's a large order. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed what we've done today. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. I do have our craft and chat session on Sunday afternoon. That's between 3 and 4:30 on Zoom. The link is always posted here in my Facebook page. If you can't find it or need assistance, then don't hesitate to email me or comment, and I'll make sure you have a link. And it's just a relaxed craft and chat session. Bring some crafting, doesn't have to be card making. You could be doing crochet or knitting or anything else. Just an opportunity to touch base and meet up with people. So thank you so much. I hope everybody has a good weekend. I appreciate your time this afternoon. I hope you like our puffins. Have a good weekend. Take care. Look after your loved ones. Look after yourselves. And I hope you can keep crafting. Thank you so much. Take care. Any questions, just comment or message me. Thank you. Bye for now.